Hey, I'm Chris, and you're watching Tucker Sonic. We're here to talk hi-fi. So, we've moved beyond New England hi-fi, but that doesn't mean we're done with it forever. For instance, today, May 28th, we're celebrating the birthday of Edgar Villchur. Villchur was the father of the New England speaker industry, all thanks to an idea he had called acoustic suspension. We use that phrase a lot around here, but what exactly does it mean? George Flores of Midcoast Wind Repair is going to walk us through it.
Let's talk about acoustic suspension. Acoustic suspension was Edgar Villchur's first well-known invention and really set the tone for AR and its success in the early years. In the early 1950s, you could go out and you could buy an amp that had 1% or less total harmonic distortion. If you wanted bass, you needed to buy very large cabinets, like the Bozak Grand Concert Series. This was a refrigerator-sized unit with 4 12-inch woofers, and that would only get you down to about 40 or 50 hertz. So you could get down to 40 or 50 hertz, but you're going to have a significant amount of distortion. A woofer has 2 points of suspension. On the outside here, you have the foam surround, and on the inside is what's called a spider. The problem is those materials introduced a lot of nonlinear distortion and binding. Basically, for every octave that you go down, you're going to have to move the cone 4 times as much. And then in the 50s, with the emergence of stereo, you had another problem. You couldn't really take 2 of those refrigerator-sized units and put them in a living room. Edgar Villchur realized that a speaker cabinet already contained a perfectly linear spring, and that spring is air. He cut away the stiff suspension here on the surround, he cut away the stiff spider, and he replaced it with very pliable materials. If you place that into a sealed cabinet, those suspensions will move the cone about 15% back. The rest of it, that 85%, that's done by air in the cabinet. Edgar Villchur did not want to go into the speaker business. What he actually wanted to do was just get a patent and license it. He basically went to a patent attorney, decided it was too expensive, and then wrote up the patent himself. He got rejected from several speaker companies. Bozak said if it was possible, they would have already done it. He introduced the system to his student, Henry Close. Close at the time was building Baruch Lang speakers in his loft apartment. They went into business together. They started AR, and the AR1 was released in 1954. The AR1 could go significantly lower than other bass woofers at the time, and it could do so with significantly less distortion in a much smaller cabinet. You can take 2 AR1 size bookshelf speakers and easily fit them into a living room together to create stereo sound. By the mid-60s, AR had 32% market share, which is a market share that has never been reached again in the speaker industry. There are several advantages to the acoustic suspension system. The first one, obviously, is size. Another advantage is a more gradual roll-off. If you look at a bass reflex, a ported speaker, once you reach a certain point, that bass response drops off at 24 decibels per octave. It's like a waterfall. With an acoustic suspension speaker, the bass rolls off at half the rate at 12 decibels an octave. So what you get is much more usable bass. By doing his own patent, Edgar Villchur basically missed details and previous work and things that he needed to distinguish the patent from previous art. For a long time, that patent held up before it was invalidated by Electro Voice. I guess the lesson there is to pay for the patent lawyer. Edgar Villchur looked at the life of Edwin Armstrong, who was a radio inventor who defended his patents for years and years and years and eventually committed suicide. Edgar Villchur decided it just wasn't worth going through all of that. He also had several other inventions of note. The first domed mid-range and domed tweeter drivers. That's a huge upgrade in hi-fi. Dome drivers are extremely prevalent today, and that's all thanks to Edgar Villchur. The ARXA, extremely reliable, very cheap for the time turntable that had a suspended sub-chassis. You could hit the top of the record player with a hammer while it was playing and it wouldn't skip, and that was all thanks to Edgar Villchur's engineering. Edgar Villchur left AR in 1967, right around the time of the release of the 3A. Rather than focus on hi-fi, what he wanted to focus on was increasing the efficiency of hearing aids. I believe he's known in the hearing aid world for compression and equalization. He took his patents for the hearing aid inventions that he had, and he made them free to use.
What an extraordinary human being. Edgar Villchur, on behalf of the thousands of workers who got jobs making New England speakers, and on behalf of the millions of homes that you filled up with music, happy birthday.